Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your boy Kareem Saunders, aka the T-Shirt Professor, baby. Listen, I'm here with another video. This is a pretty good one. So pretty much what we're going to be talking about today on the curriculum today, the professor is going to give you a 10-step process to the whole T-shirt sale, okay? I compiled this list based off of experience, all right? Based off of experience, and it should help you just as much as it has helped me. Without further ado, let's get to it. Number one, customer contact, all right? This is going to be the first initial contact that a customer, reaches out to you, and that could have been from a referral, or it could have been something that they saw on social media, and they're reaching out to you for the first time. All right, so generally that entails, you speaking to them. I typically like to, if they have my number or if they provided me a way to contact them, I like to actually call them and actually like to speak to them, person to person. Especially if I can't meet with them face to face, I like to talk to them voice to voice, and just kind of let them know who I am and different things like that. Get to know that person. This step is pretty critical because this decides whether they're gonna say, okay, I want to work with this guy, or no, I'm gonna go to the next person. So first of all, they gotta, once they meet you, because they've already obviously they either heard about you or they've seen your work, so that's why they're contacting you. Now it's up to you to kind of sell yourself. So they gotta like you. All right. So step one is customer, the initial customer meeting, and so they gotta like who you are, because if not, like I said, they're just gonna go take their business elsewhere. All right. Keep that in mind. Number two, needs assessment. What do they want? What do they want? Why do they want it? When do they need it by? All right. So you pretty much this one is self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. This is where you want to find out everything you can about the project. I love getting as much detail as possible. That way I know, okay, are they looking for how many shirts they need, what colors, what sizes, do they already have a design, or do I got to make a design for them? All that kind of stuff you need to make sure you are finding that out in the needs assessment portion of it, because that way you get all, and you write this stuff down, and you're not blindsided later. You know what I mean? So you always want to make sure you find out what their needs are, what they need, when they need it by, and how much they need, things like that. Always do a needs assessment. That will save you a lot of heartache and trouble in the long run. Trust me. Number three, that takes me to number three. You have all the information that you need to generate a quote, a rough quote. All right, because obviously we know it's a rough quote because things can and will change. They may add more, they may take some away as far as quantity. But always make sure that you provide them a quote. All right, provide it in writing. Hey, this is what for this amount of shirts, for these sizes, for these colors. If I need to do the artwork, or you provide your own artwork, this is how much. This is how much it's going to be. Number four. Now I love to do this because I have the tech savvy and the ability to be able to utilize design software. So number four is real critical. It can be real critical. Create a mock-up. Okay. Always create a mock-up, meaning digitize the design onto a shirt to kind of let them know, the customer know, what they are to expect. All right. And if you do it well, if you do it well enough, that'd be a good alternative to providing a real life sample. That sometimes people ask for real life samples, but then if you do a good mock-up, digital mock-up, then that saves time and obviously money. But always do I like to always do a mock-up, and then what I do with that mock-up, I either I get it back to them in the form of like some kind of social media, whether it is a text message or a picture, or sending it over Instagram or Facebook to their particular inbox or something like that. Either way, I get them the information, and from there you just kind of wait and see if they need to make any changes based off of that mock-up, and then you just go from there. But always do a mock-up, because that right there, that kind of puts it in their head, like, okay, man, this is real now. Okay, this is real. This is what it looked like. This is what it will look like. This, that, and the third. Yeah, it never hurts. In fact, they feel like you go the extra mile when you do a mock-up. So always make sure you get a mock-up done. If you don't know how to do it, reach out to me. I can do one for you, a real life looking mock-up, and I can definitely help you out with that. All right, which takes me to number 5. Set a timetable to actually complete the project. What I've learned from past bad experience is that you want to give yourself a nice cushion of time. All right. I know, sometimes you want to be overzealous and you want to be excited, and you say, hey man, I can get this shirt to you in 2.3 days or something like that. Just, something like that. Which that can be all fine and well, but you gotta account for different variables that may come up, and you gotta think about a lot of things that can go wrong. So give yourself a cushion. Do that whole under promise and over deliver thing. You know how these pizza places do. You call a pizza place, they say, hey, it'll be about 40 to 45 minutes. All right, you're like, well, goodness, that's a long time to wait for some food. But then the next thing you know, 15 minutes later, they're knocking on your door. So they've under promised and over delivered. All right. So you at least want to give yourself I say that to say this. You at least want to give yourself a cushion. I like to give myself 10 to sometimes 10 to 14 days. You want to always make sure you give yourself that cushion, man, because anything could go wrong with the materials getting lost in translation, or something happening with the mail where you just don't have the materials to make the shirt. Anything can happen. Just give yourself that time frame. If you need longer, then heck, man, sometimes you gotta, the client just needs to understand, hey, I'm in high demand and my time is precious, and if you want the best quality work, I need this amount of time to get that to you. Now, obviously, sometimes you want to, you got to take it on a case-by-case scenario. But my line in the sand is 10 to 14 business days, or 10 to 14 days. Number 6, always get a deposit. All right, always get a deposit for at least half of what it costs to make the shirts or to make the garments, whatever you're going to do. Make sure that you got at least a 50% deposit. That will cover the cost of the materials that you need to make. That will cover the cost of the materials that you need to get the project started. Okay, always get that deposit and get it on hand. Let that be part of the terms. All right. Most of the times, if you present it like that, hey, I need a deposit to go ahead and start the project of this amount of money is non-refundable. Most of the time, they're gonna say, okay, not a problem. And if you did the first few steps correctly up until now, they won't mind it. They'll kind of be expecting that. So they'll be glad to give you that deposit. They'll be glad to give it to you. But always make sure you secure a deposit before you do any work. You shouldn't be doing any kind of work, for free. All right. You shouldn't be doing any kind of work for free, especially when, as it relates to, you got a family to take care of, or whatever. You got bills, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you get a deposit. Simple as that. Number 7, obtain all the materials that you need to get the work done. So once you get the deposit, all right, so now you have free reign to just go ahead and start the whole process. Now the process starts. Because once you get the deposit, that's when that 10 to 14 days goes into effect. With me, that clock starts once I get the deposit. Now the 10 days to 14 days starts. Okay, so once you get that, and then once you actually get the deposit, now it's time to go to work. Now it's time to get the materials that you need. It's time to get all the, it's time to get the shirts. It's time to get the vinyl, the screen printing materials, whatever it is that you need to fulfill that particular order. You need to go ahead and use that initial deposit to start that process. And that's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. And from there, man, it's just smooth sailing. Now it's just a matter of you getting that energy, that pep, and getting that hustle about yourself to go ahead and get the job done. Because I'm like, hey, okay, shoot, let's go ahead and get these things ordered, get this stuff in, so y'all can get into my shop or my area. Go ahead and start putting this stuff to work. Number 8, I like to hand deliver. Especially if they're within the city or nearby or something like that. I like to hand deliver the product, the finished product. I either like to hand deliver it, or of course, if I need to mail the package, then I will mail it. But I like to hand deliver to the customer. All right, in a nice little box or whatever, however you're gonna present it to them, and that's just that goes a long way. Hand delivering it and with a smile and all that kind of thing. Number nine. Make sure that this really should go without saying, all right? But make sure you tell them thank you for their business, all right? I know that sounds like it should be, automatic, but man, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, man. You just got people who want to, just want to make the money, and then they want to forget about the people after they, place the order with them. No, man, it's good business practice and good people practice, quite frankly. Tell them thank you for their business, you know what I mean? And try to keep in touch with them. Just try to, make sure that after the sale, they're doing okay, that they like the shirts and that the shirts are working for them, and that the everything is going well with the shirts and the vinyl and or the print itself, things like that. You always want to make sure that you just follow up with them. Just follow up with them. It is the courteous thing to do. Why? Because that brings us to number 10. It goes around in a full circle. So I'll tell you what. Once you've done steps 1 through 9, and you've done that, and you pretty much excelled at all those steps. Number 10 would be a referral. All right, see, because you did such a great job for that person or people or that family, and they liked your work, and they're like, man, this person treated me real good, man. Like they were nice, they were professional, they met my needs, and they were just all around, a good person to deal with, and things like that. Man, they will refer you to other friends, other family, and co-workers and things like that. I've generated a lot of customers just based off of referrals. You know what I mean? Like people heard of me through someone else, or may have seen a video or something like that, and they reach out to me. And so that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. But referrals, that's what keeps the cycle going, man. Like referrals and that repeat business, that all turns into repeat business, and it just and once you get that referral, that starts the cycle back all the way from 10 to number 1, then just 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10. There's always a constant cycle. So those are the 10. Those are the 10 things on the list that I like to use, that I practice, with myself as far as t-shirts. You tell me what you guys, you tell me what kind of things that you would either add to that list or whatever like that. Just, so make sure you share, like, subscribe, comment, give me some feedback, because I love to know what you guys would do, or what kind of list you may have compiled, what has helped you through your experience. I love to hear it. But until then, I hope to see you guys soon, and hope to hear from you much sooner. This has been another lesson from the T-shirt professor himself. And happy T-shirt making, guys. Peace.